welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Judy, and today we're going to be doing a really important essential video. This video is going to help you out a lot if you're a mom and you're traveling during this pandemic. I guarantee you the tips that I have in this video I have not seen anywhere, and I definitely feel like these tips are going to make your life a lot easier. So if you guys want to know the tips that I have to travel with a toddler during this pandemic, just keep watching. Y'all, so I've been traveling a lot these last couple months during this pandemic, much more than I thought I would be, honestly, but I've been really upgrading every single thing that I do, making sure that I am just protecting Malia as much as I can, and thank God, we've been good this entire time. So I just wanted to share with you guys some tips, and I hope they help you out. Firstly, how many do I have here? Malia's taking a nap right now, and I'm just taking advantage of her sleeping. We have 9 tips, maybe 10, 9 right now that I've written down. Maybe I'll have another one as I keep talking to you guys, but 9. So first tip that I've been doing that I really recommend to people for people to do is pay for your seating. I know it's an extra $30, but when you're traveling with a toddler, you do not want a chance sitting next to a lot of people. A lot of the times when you pay for your seating, you're able to see who's sitting around you. And luckily, these last few times that I've traveled, the flight hasn't been fully booked and I've been able to sit by myself with a baby. And that's because when I pay for my seating, I just make sure that I'm able to sit alone. Sorry, there's a lot of, I'm in my sister's house, there's a lot of construction. So if you guys hear that, that's what you hear. So I hope it's not too loud. And if you can't splurge on doing your seating, I mean, it's only like 30 bucks, but that's a lot to some people. And if you cannot, another tip, because I have now every single time, not gonna lie, a tip that I do is I always download the app and I put my confirmation information in there, and you can see the seating arrangements. You can see open seatings. Not all the time is it 100% accurate. You have to make sure that there's a lot of seats available. Firstly, secondly, that there's not a lot of standby seating, and you can see that on the monitors that are around you. So you can see if there's any open seats and you can take them yourself. So that's another tip that I have for you, 2-in-1 type thing. So if you can't pay for your seating, just download the app and look for it. Look for the seat that you have, and if anyone's next to you, or, you know, or what I do sometimes also is I go to the person at the desk and say, hey, are there any available seats? Is there any chance that I can sit alone? I do nurse my daughter. I'm open to nurse in front of people, but some people are not welcome or not open to that. So I just like to not throw that card because it's honestly, but I'll express it to the stewardess, and if they have seating, they'll move me. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I discovered and created this last time. So this is my hairspray bottle, but in here we have, I think it's 7th generation. I'm pretty sure it's 7th generation. I'm gonna insert the bottle right here. I bought this. I saw this, and if you can get your hands on this, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend you to get it. But it's a spray that you can spray on something and allow it to dry, and you don't have to worry about like wiping it down. We use this in church, and we use this to disinfect like the nursery section. And I found this on base, and I was able to snag 2 bottles. I wish I got more, but I didn't want to go ham when I seen them. They didn't have limits on them, but again, I didn't want to go ham. I bought 2 of them, and it's been my baby every single time I go traveling. I have one in Malia's, I have the actual bottle in Malia's car seat, but this one, since you can't travel with huge bottles, I filled a travel container up with this, and this is the same exact container. It's about 3 ounces, I believe. And then I'll just, as soon as I get into the airport, I'm able to have this spray bottle, and it sprays a mist, right? So you're able to spray down anywhere you want to sit, spray down your seat, your area. I did that before I even entered the premises. I always go in to sit down as soon as they allow anyone with children to go in, because it just makes my life a lot easier, and I don't care about people, or I don't have a lot of people standing behind me. So tip number 2, get yourself this spray bottle. If you have it in your house, highly recommend it. Just like I said, put your stuff in here and then pour it in here, because I feel like if I have this like this, even though it's 3 ounces, it might make me throw this out. So just to make sure that I don't have to throw this out, I'll put it in here, and like I said, you spray your chair and allow it to dry, and it's a disinfectant. On top of that, the third tip is to have a Ziploc bag filled with all the things that you need to disinfect your area. I have 7th generation. I got it because it's non-toxic. It's safe for children to touch things afterwards. Not like the Clorox wipes. I think Malia's waking up. She's gonna have to come in here with me. Not like the Clorox wipes. If you have the Clorox wipes, you're like trying to wipe down the Clorox and not allow your child to, you know, come in contact with actual Clorox. So this one, and then I have spring something. It's a spray. It's wipes. Instead of the Clorox wipes, I have another organic brand of wipes. I'll link it right here too. Everything that I'm talking about, I'm going to link it down below to make it easier for you guys. Most of the stuff is very affordable, very affordable. So I'll link that down below. But yes, so have a handy Ziploc bag filled with everything you're going to need to disinfect your area, so that you can grab it and clean your stuff, versus struggling to find each individual item. I have a Ziploc bag, but Malia was napping and I just didn't want to pull that out. So tip number 4, tray table covers. Dude, I discovered this 2 travel trips ago, and it's these disposable adhesive place mats. That's not it. It looks like these. You can get these at Walmart. I'll link some down below for a couple dollars. I'm sure Amazon has them too. You can take this. It's an adhesive. You can put this on the tray table, and if you have it open, you have to give your child snacks, and you just want to have them with the tray table to put any electronic or anything like that. They don't have to touch anything but this. So they can also draw on this. You can create something fun out of this, but they're able to be protected in that sense. You don't have to worry about the tray table being dirty. I wipe mine down regardless, but you'll have an extra, you know, something that you know for sure is not going to have any germs, and you can just pull this right off and throw it out at the end of the flight. Tip number 5 is an iPad. Y'all, I downloaded movies and they were saving grace, because honestly, a 2-hour flight can be very long for a child, especially if it's not during their nap time. So having electronics, I know that some people frown upon it, but come prepared. Download stuff. Make sure it's accessible for you 100%, so that your child does not get tempted to touch random things and want random things like my daughter likes to play with. She wants the darn flight instructions, and I'm like, why do you always grab this? This ain't for you. Give her a book or give her an iPad. Tip number 6, carrier. Although I do bring strollers with me occasionally, I always have this handy. because if you're getting on the flight, you don't want a lot of people touching. You don't want your child touching anything. I'm able to put Malia in here, right? And when I have her in here, I can cover her to a certain extent, and she's right here. She doesn't get tempted to want to walk away. Same thing with a stroller. That's tip number 7, 6 and 7. So have a carrier handy. This is a must. It's either for the bathroom. If you need to use the bathroom yourself, you can hold her or him with the carrier. It's a lot easier. And or you can have it so that you don't have to put them down at any point at all, because of course toddlers want to walk around. So I don't give Malia the option. You're either in your stroller or you're in the carrier. I'm sorry, I know you might get frustrated, but you are not walking around. You are not touching random things. You are going to obey your mother and be carried. Secondly, with the carrier, I highly recommend, even if you don't nurse, to have a nursing cover, because what I do with the nursing cover is when I have it on, Malia's head pokes out of here and her hands are kind of trapped in here. So she tries to touch things, but she can't. She won't be able to touch anything because her hands are covered with the cover. So this comes in super handy along with this together. You're able to use this on a stroller too if you wanted to cover the stroller and not allow them to touch things, and just put whatever they desire in here and just kind of create like a little barrier to protect your child from touching anything, because of course they're very curious. Of course they're out and about and they want to touch things, but it's not a time to touch. It's time to be covered and protected, and that's why I love my cover. I said the stroller. And then last but not least, tip number 9. I think, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, last tip. Tip number 9 is to have a bag ready to shower. So I have always a bag nicely packed with my clothes, Malia's clothes. I usually carry it with me so that I know that no one has touched it or anything, but it's a bag kind of double bagged, and I put clean clothes, a diaper for Malia, and then I put clean clothes, underwear, bra for myself, everything in there so that I can grab that bag and go straight into the shower, take off all my clothes, straight into the washer, and then I don't have to walk around my house finding clothes for myself or Malia. I don't have to worry about anything being too contaminated. I'm just going straight to the shower. I don't have to go through my suitcase. I make it all accessible for me to have it. And then my suitcase usually stays in the garage for like about 24 hours. I'll spray it down with my stuff a couple times, and then I'll bring it in 24 to 48 hours afterwards, so that I just try my best to minimize exposure. I don't know if anything that I have around me will have it, but all these things just give me a little bit of peace of mind, and I hope that it helps you and it gives you some peace of mind, because traveling with a child is hard, and traveling with a child during pandemic, it's really hard. I literally scrubbed down my entire seat, both of them. If somebody sits there, then hey, you have a scrub down seat, but there's a chance that my daughter can touch that, I'm gonna clean it. I'm sorry, not sorry, you're welcome. Just trying to be as clean as possible. So I hope these tips helped you out. If you have traveled and you have any tips, comment down below. Let's help each other out. Let's help another mom struggling with traveling, feeling fearful of traveling. Comment down below. It's definitely doable. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye guys.